Difficult.
Difficult.
Difficult. Difficult. Difficult. Difficult.
Women.
Oh, we're still here. It's okay. It's good. We should be here. Shouldn't we? I don't know where we should be.
No, we should be right here in yo ears. I'm Marie.
Yes, I'm Katy.
And
this is the... Oh, yes. You say it.
No, you say it.
No, you say
it.
Well, it's the Difficult Women podcast you're listening to. You're welcome.
You are so welcome. We're so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Too much. Just too much. We're just too much. If I had $1 for every time a man told me I was too much, I'd have $1.
Oh, God. We'd be rich. What are you talking about?
I know.
Maybe we should try to commodify that somehow. Can you pay us every time you think we're difficult? Because we would be so rich. Why not?
Oh my God. I have to admit, I have a secret.
Yes, tell me.
I have
Ooh,
a secret.
Oh my God, what a way to start the show. Tell me a secret.
I think I'm stoned.
You think you're stoned?
Could be stoned right now.
Uh-oh.
This is my secret.
What did you wait? I don't know how to take this. Does it mean that you don't remember if you just smoked some
just rolled out of bed? No. So I'm like munching on some chocolate last night. Oh. And I texted, so a friend of mine, Jeremy, came through Nashville, stopped by, brought me a bag of seltzer, because apparently a spike seltzer, because his quarantine activity was to taste the rainbow.
Oh, I love that.
Spike seltzers. So he literally brought me 24 cans of different spike seltzers and some chocolate. So I'm gnawing on this chocolate last night. And I texted him, dude, is there weed in this? As I gulped this down. And he was like, oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I ate that at like midnight last night, a little piece of weed chocolate. And then I woke up. It's early. We're podding early right now. And I think I still am stoned.
Do you know we are brothers from the same mother? I don't know what to say.
Are you stoned right now?
Well, not right now, but I will say...
Are you high
420 happened very recently, right?
Oh, yeah, last
420?
week. Yes, baby.
Yeah, happened real recently. And I was like, oh, I should do something for 420 before it's over.
Our favorite holiday.
My favorite holiday. And I had like all these like gummies that are old, like old gummies. and I thought, I was like about to go to bed and I was like, I'll just like eat one of these gummies. But like under normal circumstances, I would have eaten like an eighth of one. Just like, you cut it up or whatever. But I had convinced myself in this moment that, well, it's been so long, they're probably like fully lost their potency. Because that happens like a little bit, but not like the way I was thinking. So I ate the whole thing, which I'm prone to do.
Right before bed.
Right before bed. What a waste, but also thank God, because I would have been like in living hell. My sleep was real weird. I kept like waking up and feeling like totally like disoriented and really bad. And in the morning, I was definitely still high for like hours.
That's where I'm at.
I hear you. So I fully understand.
Make it stop.
And if the room is spinning and you're like, oh God, I understand.
I didn't mean to. It's like that time though I accidentally roofied myself on tour. Remember? I was like, Robert's Western World.
Right.
I was convinced I was roofied, and then as we looked back on the evening.
Yeah, it was like
tequila shots and gummies.
Like, I think you just made yourself sick.
It was those Chiba Chews that Ralphie May gave us.
Oh, right. Those
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway.
Don't recommend.
Oh, man. So anyway, if I'm a little loopy, it's just because I am high.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so high.
Hi. Yes, I am. No, but I'm not.
You keep it grounded. Keep it grounded.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, ground us, Katy.
What? How? So, now I feel like the pressure.
I'm so sorry. I hate to be difficult.
No, it's to be expected. I would like to know about your week.
Oh,
do you have anything to tell me for your week?
Well, I have a funny little thing. So when I first moved to Nashville, I went to the Nashville Crystal Store, and I went in there.
As you do.
As you do.
First place to go. Yep. Any town. Go to the St. Louis Crystal Store and then the San Francisco Crystal Store.
As you do. Mm-hmm. When you break up, you quit your job, or get fired from whatever. You start a new life. You move. You go to the Crystal Store. Anyway.
Right.
So I go in there and the woman is like, so what are you trying to manifest? And I was like, companionship, money, love, like all this stuff. And so she sold me this raw emerald. And she said, really? A raw emerald.
That sounds expensive.
It was $80.
Oh.
I know. I invested in myself.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So then I would wear this raw emerald, and I've been wearing this raw emerald every single day. And then I hold it, and she told me to hold it and say, successful love, like come to me, the life I want, all this bullshit. Okay. So anyway, this week I have an allergic reaction.
Oh, no.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Right on my chest where this raw emerald has been sitting.
Oh my God, Marie, you're allergic to everything.
But successful
It is,
love.
so you guys can't see it, but she has an allergic red mark on her chest, exactly the shape of a necklace.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So
That
I
is
just tried to
crazy.
conjur successful love, and my body rejected it, which feels
It's like, nope.
very right.
Wow, I need to see that necklace a little later. I wonder what's on there.
I'll probably have to give it to you because I can't wear it anymore.
I guess so. Jesus.
You break out now.
Yeah, I'll break out now. Mine just will go in, break into a ball of fire. Just like, oh, I just want nice things. Just like up in flames. That's exciting. We could start an allergy podcast with all the allergies that you've had in the last year.
I know. This is amazing. Anyway, yeah,
amazing.
look at that.
It kind of looks like, for you that can't see it, it kind of looks like it makes me think of like one of these movies like Poltergeist or what is it, or Exorcist, where like the priest is putting holy water and then her skin is burning because it's kind
That's basically my skin burnt the idea of successful love
like,
out of my body.
No,
thank you. You are.
All right.
No.
All right, it's okay. Whatever,
Destined to
buddy.
be alone.
Whatever you want. That's all right.
It's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm high. It's a Sunday morning.
Who cares?
Who cares?
It's amazing.
How was your week?
My week was fine. A lot of work. I do have a funny little story that made me laugh. I made me laugh and rage at the same time. My favorite kind of story.
Oh, love it.
I shot a little short film, and I shouldn't say little. I always do that. I like diminutize things. Like
Ooh.
this little short film. I shot an amazing short film. It's looking really good. It's a beautiful script and everything, and the actors were wonderful. But I have to like carry all my stuff around because I can't ever be in a profession where I don't carry shit.
You had to
tons of
pick the
things.
accordion.
Had to pick the accordion. So I like take a cab to the location that we're shooting at because I have a lot of stuff, and all of my equipment is in like black kind of nameless, faceless bags. You know, just in. It has to be black because you don't want to reflect light from the bags, whatever. So it's just kind of a bunch of stuff. The cab driver gets out. He does the thing that I hate the most, which is when they come out of the car to like quote unquote help you, but then they just stand and watch you to deal with all your stuff. I'd rather you just sit in the front seat. Just stay in the front seat. I don't care. At least you're like admitting like I don't want to help. But so he gets out of the car and just stands and watches me take the stuff out. And then he says to me, he says, do you always travel with so much stuff? Like kind of in like a hateful way. And I was like, oh, actually, I'm going to work right now. This is all my equipment. I'm a cinematographer. And then he said, I know. And I was like, I don't even know how to react to that. How do you know? Like, and if you know, why are you asking me why I have all this? It was like the most silly mansplaining moment.
I know.
I know.
Oh, wow.
It's like, do you? Okay, well, get the fuck out of here. Still get a 20% tip because I can't control. I feel bad for everybody.
No.
Well,
that's
but anyway,
nice.
I thought that was sort of a fun mansplaining story. I was like, Jesus Christ. Thanks for helping with my bags too.
Wow. Yeah. That was always a big barometer when we were dating people and like if they would help us with our instruments and equipment and stuff. We'd always like give a look at each other like, let's see if the boy passes this test.
And the thing is, it's like they don't have to carry it. They just have to ask if they can help.
Literally, we look.
That's all I
Katy
want.
especially looks like a freaking mule when we tour.
Yeah, I'm a pack animal.
Yeah,
It's
she has
like,
an
I have so
accordion, a
much
guitar.
stuff.
I have a little ukulele that it breaks my back too. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But time and time again, we watch men don't even offer.
Let's just carrying nothing next to us, and we're like, I'm sweating, and like, it's not even an issue of like, I need you to help me carry it. It's more just like, it would be nice if you offer, and it's not even just men; it's women too. But women we're more likely to be like, oh, can I carry something for you? Can I help you? But the amount of men that would just
got that. They don't even say that.
fully not get it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of men, I think we got an email.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely high a little bit.
Yes, I think you are. It's all good.
I don't like it. I don't like to wake up stoned. Make it stop, Katy.
No, I know. One thing that my roommates used to say you should do is like drink grape soda.
Who the fuck has some Welch's sparkling?
I don't know, but that's a fun reason to drink grape soda.
I have all these seltzers.
No, don't drink.
I'm drunk now too. I told you that over the beginning of the pandemic, my dad kept drinking those spiked seltzers for lunch because he didn't know they were spiked.
Feeling
White Claw. He's like, I love White Claw. I'm like, wait, those are what?
Yeah, those are not gonna be good.
Takes a nap every afternoon.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I have an email here, and it says, salutations. Had to email you because in addition to you being spot on with your observations about Christianity being obsessed with the genitals of youth, the mention of the I Kiss Dating Goodbye book was a flashback to being a teenager and that being all the rage. Went to a Christian school for junior high and high school, as well as church twice a week. Did the focus on the family preparing for adolescence class based on the book by James Dobson, Purity Keys, a blank house key with a tag that has some vow of abstinence, and the Acquire the Fire teen conferences with Ron Luce. I love Acquire the Fire.
Acquire the Fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he says in quotes, if it hits your passion button, you need to move away, which is so fucked up.
Whoa.
In retrospect, my church and school did spend an inordinate amount of time focusing on what we did with ours and others' genitals with consent, instead of teaching us to be compassionate and gracious human beings. Again, your episode today absolutely resonated and provided clear observations on how profoundly the Christian approach to sex education is fucked up.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you so much for this email, because I think that this is certainly not like, I went to church, but not like this. And we had, I think I've told everyone on the pod my sex ed church story where like they were like, all right, penis, vagina, here we go. So I was lucky to be like a more liberal, whatever. But it's a real thing. I mean, this Acquire the Fire, where if it hits your passion button, you need to move away. What kind of a message is that to send a human being? Because I'm a believer.
If it hits your passion button, move away.
Move away.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I lean in.
And the thing is, like, what a terrible message to send humans.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm a firm believer that because it's like, why are we even on this earth, right? I'm a firm believer that the reason we're here is to, like, find our joy, find our purpose, enjoy our lives, treat people well, but enjoy, God gave you this body that feels like this when you do this to it, like, then do that to it, in a safe, consensual way. If you, even just like the notion of like, this is your passion, move away, that can be so easily like translated into work things too, where it's like, oh, you're passionate about accounting? Well, get away from accounting. Like, don't you dare.
It makes me sad because it's again like just shaming your body, just feeling ashamed of yourself, and that's a very
ashamed of like
awful.
Anything that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And then the guilt, like we talked about last time, but like anything that like, even if it's like, I don't know. That makes me sad. But I'm glad Steve has taken a step back and has so much like awareness around it, and that he's listening to our podcast. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that if that has struck a passion in you to listen, I hope you don't step away. Just keep listening.
Don't touch it.
Just stay here.
Well, you know what else could bring a lot of passion?
What? Rash.
I know I'm itchy. No, check out our sponsor. They give lots of passion and
Move
buttons
towards it.
that you should push. Yeah.
Push that buy button, especially. Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up your bedroom is even better.
Select almost any one item for 50% off, and then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff.
Enter offer code HORIO at checkout and get 10 tantalizing free gifts.
A sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy.
And 6 free spicy movies.
Ooh. Plus, free shipping.
That's HORIO, WHOREO, HORIO at adamandeve.com. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about something that it's just based really on an article that we found that we just thought was, I think, I can't speak for you, Marie, but I think you might feel the same way I do, which is just that I was like, oh, I hadn't really thought about this.
Yeah, okay,
deeper.
good. I didn't know if you were going to be full of rage because of this or...
as I usually am.
Yeah,
about things.
I didn't know your stance. I was coming in...
I'm full of rage.
I'm coming in high so I can deal with whatever emotions we're going to be dealing with today.
Absolutely. No, not rage. So more just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
And I'm going to cite the source. Can you believe it?
What?
It's going to happen. On Inc. magazine? I don't know. Blog? I don't know what it is. Inc.
Inc.com.
Inc.com. I don't know. There's an article called She-E.O? She-E-No. Enough with the cutesy nicknames by Leah Buchanan. This article proceeds to explain to us or talk to us about, to us, the reader, whatever, to us. It just talks about these nickname things, right? So like boss lady and She-E-O. And is it detrimental to equality in terms of like in the business world? Is it useful? Is it like, how should we be feeling about these little cutesy nicknames? You know?
Mompreneur.
Mompreneur.
Or entrepreneur. Her. Entrepreneur.
Oh, like such a stretch too. Also, what is that about? Like, I feel like it's like of a newer, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like, it feels like so of this time to like feel like there has to be a nickname for everything, you know?
Well, also it's just like marketing and branding.
Totally.
And it seems like it's women doing the marketing.
Yeah.
It's not like a man is like, this boss bitch.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Did you read that book, Girl Boss? Girl Boss? No.
Yes, I did read.
You did?
Yeah. Boss lady. Boss, girl boss. But the nasty girl, there's a company. Boss girl.
Boss Girl?
There's a company called Nasty Gal.
Yes.
That was run by some lady. I can't remember her name. But she wrote Girl Boss and talked about her experience like being in this business world. And then I can't remember why, but she got canceled or something because she then stepped down.
I think she said
from her
some
position.
things that were cancelable.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. And I
something.
think, yeah, for sure. I think something bad happened. But she did have this, prior to that, she'd like built up this company. And if you haven't read the book or if you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, Nasty Gal's like a clothing company. And it started out where she would find like vintage things and old
right. I
used
did
clothing.
read this book. You told me
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I think it was yours. You said read it.
Probably.
Okay.
I liked
Yeah.
the book. I mean, I felt like
It was
encouraged by it.
empowering.
Yeah. But she like just very, very like beginnings of a business. She just started buying these clothes secondhand and then refurbishing them really and then selling them on a website, and they just took off. She just had really, really good taste, and then she like was able to get a warehouse and there's more clothes coming in, and then I think she even moved into like designing or like acquiring other designers things, you know, designs so that then they could sell in more mass produced kind of type stuff as opposed to whatever. But like she really worked her way up from the bottom. It was cool, whatever. But Girl Boss then became this like hot term.
Right. So it doesn't fill you with rage.
No, it fills me with like, oh, whatever that feeling is. Oh, because, and I'll tell you why. It's because I I kind of like cutesy things. I'm kind of like a cutesy, like I like cutesy.
Like unicorns
So I'm like,
and hearts
yeah,
and sparkles.
and I'm like, yeah, and like I said, like I like a good unicorn, pretty soft, whatever, but also like a sharp little pointy horn that can like impale you with it. Like I love that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's dangerous, but also adorable. That's like me.
Dangerous and adorable, Katy.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I liked about like boss lady. You know, it's like, it sounds kind of powerful, but it's also kind of cute. And you're like, oh, I relate. And I do think that that is one of the reasons why people have like circulated around terms like that. And they do say that in this one article. She does sort of say at the end that like people do, it can sometimes, if used in a way that does empower you, it can be used in a way where like it brings a community of people together. So like, women entrepreneurs who are also mothers might find solace in this concept of we are all entrepreneurs. Mom, it's so much harder to say entrepreneur. But that's what they've chosen to call. So it's like I totally get. I mean, I very much understand like the appeal of all that. But like you said, it's also marketing, and like that's kind of yucky in a way too, because you can like sell shirts that say like Mommy Mogul says it's wine o'clock, and then like this shirt's like sold out on eBay or whatever. But it also brings up like a really good point about, and I thought the one that the one that really made me go, is the She-E.O one.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you know why.
Why can't we just be CEOs?
Right. And what does the word she replace in the C part of the CEO? It
chief.
replaces, yes. It replaces the word chief. And like, that's like arguably the most important word in chief executive officer. Because what it's saying is I'm the top. I'm the number one. And we're replacing that with the word she to be cute. And it's like, why are we hedging away from like those powerful positions? And like you said, a lot of the like the PR or whatever stuff around it is enforced by women, by other women.
Well, I think that it just, you know, if it bothers a person, like I was reading this Medium article, it was just a blog that this 23-year-old posted, and she's like, I am a civil engineer. I've worked my ass off, and I am the only female who now works in a male-dominated field, and they refer to me as boss lady. And it bothers me because they have another boss who's just boss. He's a boss.
Right.
He's a man. He's a man. But we don't, and we do the same thing with comedians. Like, how many times had we been introduced as these next lovely lady comedians to the stage? It's like, they don't say the next, like, you know, masculine man comedian coming to the stage. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And I think too about that like then leads me to think to the next level of all this, which is like, and they say this again, and I'm just trying to cite my source here, same article, she mentions this too, but like that then also it's a little bit and I think there's a room for this, and I don't know, I have lots of feelings about this too, but like it can be a slippery slope too when you're trying to promote yourself as like a woman forward company, or like a woman run accounting firm, right? As opposed to just being like, we're an accounting firm. Because the issue there is like, the more we keep making the distinction of like, this is female run, then the more we're creating a separation and still saying, it's like, she used the example of like the separate but equal kind of situation where like, that's very dangerous when, as you know, from segregation, you can never really have equality if it's separate like that, you know, if you're separating it out. Right. But it's hard because in so many industries, I mean, I certainly in like the film industry, there's not as many like female DPs, right? And in music, right? We're looking right now for female musicians because we're trying to support women in our fields. But you also have to be advertising yourself. Like with my like cinematography company, like I just say on there, I'm like, I love working on female forward projects, also open to anything else. But like, you know, that's a marketing angle too.
Well, yeah, and we're gonna probably market our album as all female.
And it's not just it's not just because of marketing, but yeah, it definitely is part of it, you know. And how do you stand out, and where is your niche in a business and whatever. But it is like that's an interesting issue, that like, when do you stop doing the I'm a woman CEO, or I'm a woman comedian. I'm a woman, and just start being like, we are comedians.
Well, that's when we have full equality.
Right.
When we stop doing that shit.
And I guess also, like, if there's still less women in an industry, I think we're still in a position where it's important to kind of like, just, you know, have that be as, you don't have to, but like, if you want to say, I'm an, you know, an engineer and I'm a woman and I want to be called boss, not boss lady, but also like, I've been working my ass off to get here. Like, I think all of those things are okay. I also think it's okay to be like, I run an engineering firm and I try to hire more women, as long as it's not a discriminatory practice. But, you know.
Well, some people just get so fired up about it, though. I was reading this one article, and this one woman, she was really just, she wants to double down on not saying it, mainly because she has daughters. And like, you want to just, I think that this next generation, the younger generation, like, that is how you kind of start teaching them, and not do She-E-O. You just have it CEO, so these younger kids know that.
Yeah. And if you have sons,
it has
even
nothing,
more.
Right. Actually, yes.
Even more
Everybody.
importantly, yeah.
But these jobs have nothing to do with gender, and their rise to the top has nothing to do with their gender. So that seems very important. But
I think that that's true. It's funny. I on the one hand, I'm also in support of like, hey, if it makes you feel good,
yeah,
you know,
if it empowers you.
Yeah, then that's
probably
cool.
helps get some funding for some companies.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
Which
I mean, sometimes is much needed for, you know. But yeah, it just sort of brought up, that's sort of an interesting issue. And we've talked about this before in the pod, but like, language matters. It really does. And think about how, like, you know, again, I hadn't thought that much about it like that deeply, but think of like, everybody just take a minute and meditate, and then think about like, what does CEO mean for you? How does that feel? Who do you picture when you picture a CEO of a company? I have an immediate image in my mind of who I think is a CEO. And then listen to She-E-O. And what do you see when you see She-E-O? You know, and it's like, that to me is the reason to not use it. Because like right now, when I think CEO, I think of like a white, you know, 45 to 50-year-old man in like a very nice suit, who's like kind of barking orders at people. And when I think of She-E-O, honestly, I think of a woman in like a really cute pink like suit, with like stilettos, holding a glass of like rosé in her hand while she's like, oh my God, you guys, let's get work done. I'm like, that's not.
I just watched Legally Blonde last night.
Oh, there you go. I just described. And you know what? If that's the kind of like CEO you are, that's totally fine.
That's great. Right.
But it's like, how do we then, you know, break some of those mental, I don't know, because it affects how you see things.
How do you feel about the word girl versus woman?
Oh, I was thinking about this. This is
because I've seen people get so fired up about do not call her a girl. She's a woman. I
totally get that. And I think that if you get mad at being called a girl, you should be mad. I am the worst at calling people girls and boys. I like don't, and that is way more to do with my infantilization or something, more with my issues than anything else. But I think partly it has to do with how I perceive myself. And it's like so weird to think of myself as like a woman sometimes.
Right.
Like, and if I'm feeling fired up and I'm like, I'm a woman, get the fuck away from me, or whatever it is I normally say on the streets to strangers. I'm
a woman. Yeah.
I'm a woman, get the fuck away. But otherwise, I tend to think of myself more as like a girl. And I think of like, and this is also the reason why I have problems dating probably, is I think of the people that I date as boys. Like, I don't think of them as like grown men, you know? Yeah. So like that, I tend to like use those terms more than I should. And actually maybe as an experiment for the next like month or something, I should only call people under the age of 18 girls and boys. And then everybody else is a grown-up man or woman. And then see who will come to the pod in a month. Will I be a changed woman?
Well,
I don't know.
A changed girl.
Yeah. Or just same old girl.
Same old girl.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I mean, well, here's my problem. I love to call men girls. I do that a lot with my guy friends. I'm like, hey girl. And then they get all mad, and I like to make them mad because calling them a girl. I don't know. It's just my kink.
Yeah. But I guess that's interesting too, because it's like, it's almost like that dances the line of like that idea of like, oh, you throw like a girl.
Right.
Because it's like you're using it as an insult, and then they get upset about it. But I mean, do what you want. But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting how
maybe I should take your stance and start
Just,
respecting
call
people
them,
a little bit more.
I'm not even saying respecting. I don't even care if we're respecting them or not. I'm just curious, like, how it would change my brain chemistry and how I see the world if I change my. Because I do believe that words are that powerful, right? Mm-hmm. Negative self-talk is a good example, right? If you talk shitty to yourself, you feel shitty all the time. If you talk positive to yourself, you feel much better.
Right.
So
if you start saying woman, you'll feel like a woman.
Exactly.
Okay. All
Girl,
right.
stop wearing pizza shirts, and then you will be unrecognizable.
Stop eating weed late at night.
Yes, exactly. I will, start wearing a suit every day.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if we start calling people that we date like men, we'll
That's
actually
what I was
find
just
a man rather than these children.
Yes, that's what I was.
I'm not dating
thinking.
children. Let me just rephrase.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Just to clarify,
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know what you mean. That's all that matters. Is I know what you mean.
Okay,
good. No, I don't know. I mean, I think that I don't know. I think that
Words matter. I think that's
matter.
where we're kind of coming up with.
And I think also because we come from like a pretty relaxed industry in terms of people don't dress up for work unless they've chosen to do that. Like we did. We used to dress up for work, but in a weird way. We actually wore costumes to work. So that's actually different.
So we
than,
won
like,
actually in the job field.
Yeah. But I mean, and then people, they socialize by getting wasted all the time, and they stay up late, and you don't wake up early, and your responsibilities are just like different in our field. So I think that there is a lot of more sense of like, we're still children in a way. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't help with my notion of like what a woman is. Am I a woman? I don't really know.
No.
I'm not sure. Is there something? There should be a word between girl and woman. Because I feel
Brittany
like
sings about it for sure,
but she doesn't have a word.
She doesn't
never
have a
came up with
word.
She
No.
said, "I'm not a girl, not yet a woman."
We need
And
that
I
one
will-
word.
Yeah. Goman. I don't know. Whirl. I don't know.
Email us at Typical Women
Let us know.
Podcast if you know what the
What to
fuck
call
we're
it.
talking about.
I feel like I'm going to go to my grave feeling like a
Girl. A
Yeah.
woman. A woman.
Yeah. I'm half a hybrid woman girl. I don't think I'm like ever going to feel like a woman. Maybe if I have a child.
Yeah,
Although
I
I
guess-
don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't shot a child out yet, but I would think that maybe that's when you cross over and feel like a real woman because
But then that's
magic. I know. Then that's a problem.
But then that's a problem because then
problematic
why are you? Yeah. Why
yeah,
are you
can't be a
defined
woman
by-
until you have a child. That's what they tell you. They
You
shove
can't
it
be
down your
anything.
throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're nothing actually if you have no child.
Yes, you're invisible. Not important at all.
Nope.
Just so that's okay. Just hide in my hidey hole. My basement apartment. No, don't bother me. I'm a woman. Don't bother me. Just get away from me.
Listen, if it makes you feel good, go for it. If it makes you feel bad, stop it. And vocalize to people if you don't.
I think that's a good point too. Is that like maybe that's if you want to call yourself a boss lady or call yourself a mamapreneur, then go for it.
Entrepreneur.
Mamapreneur. I don't know why. But I think maybe then the key is don't impose those labels on other people unless they are saying, I love being called a boss lady. Call me boss lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that's how we shall move
Can we
forward.
call men boss dads? Boss
Boss daddies?
daddies?
Sure.
Be a boss daddy.
I mean, maybe that would be
That means a whole other thing too.
Oh God, you would get so canceled from your job if like all of a sudden tomorrow you went in and you were like, "Hey, boss daddy, like
Boss
what do
daddy.
you need me to do for you today?" Like, there's no way
my God.
you wouldn't be having a talking to with HR, except for whatever. Who is it that does?
Actually, my boss Sina Ghaznavi would love that.
He would
Call
he
him
would.
boss daddy.
Boss daddy. I get fired.
Yeah, that's funny. Especially if you own your own company, you show up.
I'm the boss
funny.
daddy. That's what I want to be called now.
That's
Can you imagine? I just am imagining like the people like working very, very hard at like Pfizer right now. Like
Right.
really like serious work, like really trying to help people. And then the boss was like came in and was like, "Call me boss daddy from here on in." Or like, "Excuse me, boss daddy, can you help me with this clinical trial?" Like, I just don't. Maybe
You know?
I think maybe this part of the conversation is a good reason why we should not say boss lady.
Yes,
Because
okay.
how
There we go.
ridiculous is this, right?
Right,
How
right.
ridiculous would
Right.
it be? It does make me
It's
laugh.
just the double standard, y'all.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Let's stop it.
Yeah. Also,
don't know.
the
Or
negative
keep doing it.
connotation of just no, we don't care. No, but just the negative connotation. I mean, this skirts kind of like what our conversation about the word cunt too. Like, why is being called a woman such a terrible thing?
Right.
So,
And why is it like it's similar like to I got on this like train early on. I got obsessed with like when I was acting more. I didn't like being called an actress. I would always call myself an actor
yeah.
because it's the diminutive is basically saying like it's less than. So waitress is less than a waiter. An actress is less than, a lower level than an actor. That's like why those words, how they started. That's why they
Right.
existed. I don't even think it was about men and women at first. I think it was more like you are a lesser waiter. So you're a waitress.
waitress.
Yeah, and host versus anyway. So I got real on that bandwagon for a while where I was like, I'm an actor, not an actress. Same thing with the boss lady shit though. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just trying to like bring you down a peg and not take you as seriously.
It's so great to be a woman,
So easy.
It's so love walking down the street.
I love you know what I love about being a woman? I love when you just like say a truth and then a like troll in his basement likes to just tell you that you should be raped and shot. I mean, that's my
so
favorite
fun.
thing about being a woman.
Yeah,
So those comments are just great.
yeah. Thank you.
So, yeah.
YouTube.
When I get those comments, I say, "Hey, don't talk to a boss lady like that." That's how I deal with those.
And he ain't no boss daddy, that's for sure.
Nuh-uh, get out of here, boss daddy. Now I want a boyfriend just so I can call him boss daddy. That's the only reason I want a boyfriend right now.
Boss daddy.
Yeah. Well, I should get back on. I'm off my dating apps, but I should get back on and be like, boss lady looking for a boss daddy.
Yes.
I'll get the worst messages. I'm not gonna do
love
it. That's so dangerous. I'll just be like flooded with dick pics. No thanks.
Oh God. I used to write people, got a cooler if you got a boat.
Yeah, I liked that line.
Yeah. I thought
They worked
that
once, no?
It did work once. That one guy said he had a captain's license. And I was like, "Oh, where did you sail?" And he was like, "Oh, I got it online."
Can I get a captain's license? I don't have
You
a boat.
can. Yes, you can. Apparently you could just get it online. Get certified. Then you can,
Well, I know how I'm spending my afternoon. You can call me Captain. Captain Boss Lady. I'm into it. I'm into these labels. Just label myself like crazy.
Well, this has been a fun up and down roller coaster. Of
What a roller coaster. We're just, half of us are high. The other half are sort of having an existential crisis on the other end of this. It's great. This is just a nice, relaxed, so many crazy things going on in the world. We just need like a moment to cleanse our palates. Yeah. I don't know.
It's great.
Well, anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. If there's anything you want to tell us or send us, we love emails. If you want to tell us something like, how'd your day go? Email us. Let us know. We'd be down to hear about it.
Let us know what you like to be called at work. And have you ever spoken up maybe about somebody calling you a boss daddy and you being like, "No, I don't like that." let's hear from you. difficultwomenpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/reformedhorse. If you donate, you'll get all the behind the scenes of us making our 3rd album.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm going down. Did you guys know? Did we say this already? That I'm going down to Nashville in a few weeks.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to start. We're going to find our situation and get it going. I'm going to have to practice before we get there.
We're going to have to we haven't played together in a year. So that's fun. But it's going to be great. It's going to be like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening, you guys. Do what makes you feel good, you know?
Move towards the passion, not away from it.
Yes. Yeah. You can end on that. I'm so high.
I know.